Hello, this is KV5R, and I just bought a new webcam, a Logitech C920, and I've been playing around with it and trying to improve my webcam videos. I've noticed that many webcam videos have some common problems. One is that the person isn't looking at the camera because they're looking at the screen. The other is that they are not properly lit. Usually their faces are darker than the background, or they have some shadows. That may be fine for video chats and calls, but for public videos, I wanted to improve both the eye shift and the lighting. So I made a couple of ways to mount the camera in front of the screen so that I could look at both the camera and the preview window behind it, or, in this case, a teleprompter. Then I made a couple of ways to improve the lighting. One uses several feet of white LED ribbon mounted on foam core, and the other is just a couple of 24-inch fluorescent lights that I can move around and use as fills until the lighting looks just about right. So let's take a look at them now. First I'll show you some pictures, then run some video to look at the effects of the various lighting. I live in a trailer, and this is my office. There's not enough room between the monitor and the shelf above the monitor for the webcam, so I started looking for other ways to mount it. First, I made a bracket like this. It's just 1/16 by 3/4 of an inch aluminum, easily bent with pliers, and I added a strip of the loop side of some Velcro on the back so it wouldn't scratch the monitor. Most any webcam with a clamshell type clamp will fit into it like this. Then you just slide it over the monitor like this. I made it with a 5-inch drop to put it at eye level, but it has one problem. It isn't adjustable. And as you can see, it covers a good bit of the preview window, and also, when you're not actually recording, it's just in the way. So since I have that shelf above my monitor, and the 920 has tripod threads, I made this. This is just 7 inches of 1/4 inch all thread, 3 washers, and 3 wing nuts. Now I can adjust the height of the camera for various purposes. Here it is in the upper position, and here it is in the lower position. Because the camera's clamp has to be unfolded all the way, it stands out about 3 inches from the monitor, which is good because the angle of view on this camera is too wide, and it also helps with the audio a little. Next, I decided to make some LED lighting to reduce the shadows on my face. A while back, I discovered this neato LED flex ribbon stuff. A 16-foot roll of it has 300 LEDs, and it only cost around $15. It comes on a spool and looks like this. It has a peel and stick backing, and it runs on 12 volts DC. You can cut it between every third LED and solder some small wires onto it to power it. First, since I live in a trailer and have 12-volt lights handy, I put some on the ceiling and just tied it into one of the lights. Then I decided to use some to make some webcam lights. I got a 20 by 30 inch sheet of foam core, cut out the middle to the size of my monitor, cut 3 pieces of LED ribbon, and connected the corners with small wires. Here's one of the corner connections. Note that you'll need to do the soldering before you stick it on, else you'll melt the foam core. Here's the power supply that I used. Note that a full 16-foot roll of this stuff needs about 2 amps, and the manufacturer recommends their regulated supply. But I had this supply already, and its 600 milliamps will run the 6 or so feet that I used here. Wow, those things are bright. If you wear glasses, you're going to get some serious reflection problems with this. You can make it twice as large, or 30 by 40 inches, by taping 2 foam core sheets together, and that would get the lights out of your glasses. This is my main office light that I use all the time. It's a 45-watt Alzo digital with a piece of baker's parchment wrapped around it as a diffuser. The parchment is whiter and a lot more translucent than paper. But as you'll see later, it's not so good for a webcam video. It puts a shine on my head and shadows on my face. Here's another idea I tried for fill lighting. Get 2 24-inch fluorescent lights at Walmart. They're under $10 each. And you can either mount them or just leave them loose and move them around to get that key light, fill light effect. And unlike the LEDs, I can move them around and get them out of my glasses. Okay, so now let's see how my fill lighting looks. I'll move some things around and do some comparisons and show you the difference. Okay, here I am with just the overhead light. You'll notice the shine and the shadows under here and under here. Now let's fire up the LED panel and see how that looks. Now look, no more shadows, and I can barely see the screen. And the lighting is too flat, no key and fill effect. But the worst problem, all the reflection in the glasses. Okay, so now let's try the fluorescence. Okay, now I'm using the two fluorescents and have one closer and one further away with some paper over it to get that key and fill effect. Okay, now I'm back just with the overhead light, and if I turn on the uncovered fluorescent to my right, you can see that I've got just a little shadow right in here. That's caused by the lens of the glasses. It's a refraction effect. Can't really get rid of that. And then this side over here needs a little fill light, so I'll turn on the one with the paper over it. So now you can see how that works. Also, you may notice that you can't really see too much computer screen in the glasses because with this much light the camera dims down and it's just not seeing the little bit of light that's coming from the computer screen. Also, the lights are far enough to my side that I have to turn a good ways before you start to see them. And if I just stay looking at the camera, no more glare in the glasses. And I may move these lights around some more and try a few other things. But that's the general idea. If you have a diffuse light above your computer, then you add a couple of fluorescents to the sides to kind of fill it in. You can see the difference. It gets rid of most of those shadows. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed my little experiments, and maybe it'll give you some good ideas to try with your webcam. I have an article about this on my website, KV5R.com, in the stabilizer section, along with several other articles about homemade camera stabilizers and other accessories, homemade antennas, homemade soap, homemade bread, and a bunch of other stuff. So please see my site and my YouTube channel, Wagon One. Hope to see you there. Thanks for watching.